Hello, everyone out there in the world today. This is Erica Swenson Elliott, and it is August 13th, 2021. And I am talking to you today about a special piece of real estate, a hidden gem for those of you that are tired of living in some of the cramped cities such as New York and Los Angeles. And are looking, and now you learned how to work at home over the last year. So you can pretty much work from anywhere, many of you, not all of you. So I'm going to talk to you today about 100 Dunrobin Lane, and that is a beautiful home located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And you can see it's been recently reduced to $2,950,000. However, you get 10.8 acres, almost 11 acres of land up on a hill. You can see from this beautiful shot where it is going to the horizon. Jackie Allenberg, my good friend up there in Pittsburgh, is the listing agent for this property. She's had a lot of activity, as you can imagine, this summer with people moving all over the country. As many of you know, I am an advisor as well as an artist and an author, but I've spent over 30 years helping many individuals with their taxes, which leads to many other complex problems, as you can imagine. So I am definitely a personal financial advisor, and one of my clients asked me to help support him, his wife and family as with the sale of this property, as it is unique, and therefore it often needs additional explanation about what are the benefits of choosing a unique property. So that is how I got involved. And as I like to say, taxes drive all behavior, because that is, if you think about yourself on the micro level, that is often very true. I can give you thousands of examples. So one of the things I did is, and one of my endeavors is I editor and write this magazine, online magazine, via art projects with one of my partners, Shannon, and the two of us wanted to use this venue to promote and feature this particular luxurious piece of real estate. So everything is relative, right? Things can be, oh, that's too expensive, but many of you are living in a cramped, tiny New York condo co-op apartment that you could sell potentially for $2 million. And you can go live in the country where no one's trying to burn down your neighborhood. So many of you are thinking that way. I know this because as an advisor, many of you are moving to South Florida and calling me for tax advice on how to extricate yourselves from high income tax states and and potentially dangerous circumstances for some of you. So this particular, this is I think the best value in America. So I'm going to read to you a part of my article that I wrote to help promote this castle, so you can get more of the details. You can see originally it was listed at 4.99. The family that built this, they built the whole thing. They designed the whole thing. They designed it. They went and got antiques from Europe and around the world and put it into the castle. So we're going to go into some of that detail. So you could go right to Sotheby's Realty, 100 Dunrobin Lane, to contact Jackie Allenberg directly if this is something of interest. I always like to show a little contrast first before we dive into the details. So I pulled up on Realtor for you. I'm trying to do your homework for you so it's not as hard. And I put up a search on New York City for condos, townhomes, private residences, and what you get for 2.8 million down to 1.5. So if you traded in your condo for 2.6 million, you could be living out far away. It's about 20 miles outside of Pittsburgh. So not that far from civilization, a hop, skip, and a jump, we could say, but you're not living in 1,400 square feet. You're living on 10 acres of land with seven bedrooms, and amazing amenities have been built into this house, which was built in 2008. Another example, for those of you that call me that are fleeing Los Angeles, and there are many of you, you can see what you could be living in for comparable prices. 2 million, you can have this cute, beautiful house. And if you like living in, side by side and, tight quarters, and you've done that now and you're ready for another chapter, this is the house for you to consider. I'm going to show you on Google Maps because geography is everything. So Pittsburgh, as many of you know, is kind of becoming a little tech hub out here. A lot of people from Silicon Valley have fled for their own tax reasons, and they are in Pittsburgh as well. There is a big Hollywood satellite area, I would call it, where they do a lot of movie shooting. So there is a very vibrant art community. It's a huge sports community. So here's how far away. There's a private airport right near the home. So for those of you that use NetJets or have your own private craft, that's super convenient. There's a little golf course right here, Irwin Country Club, for those of you that are golfers. Also, for those of you that are serious golfers, as you know, Pittsburgh is home to many amazing golf courses. So let's dive into the magazine article that I wrote to help promote. So you can see that since this publication, it's now reduced in price from 4.25 million down to 2.95. So for those of you living in a little apartment, you don't know where you're going to go, and you're tired of cramped living quarters, and the whole sheen has worn off of micro living, this might be something you consider, especially for those of you that are interested in Airbnb and doing like boutique. This would be like a boutique cool owner operator live at home kind of opportunity for you to consider, which, as many of you know, then you can depreciate the business use of the property, and it becomes a tax benefit, becomes very powerful potentially on your tax return if you have the right tax advisor and you do everything properly, and that is your intention to run a business. So I'm going to give you a little storyline now to whet your appetite, and you can follow along with me as I read to you. Situated on 10 acres of rolling laurel highlands, this remarkable American home is inspired by the original ancient Dunrobin Castle of the Scottish Highlands. With unimpeded panoramic views, this abode is truly above it all, in situ on its own hill. 20 some miles east of Pittsburgh, it is a peaceful haven with estate-like versatility and proportions, an exclusive hideaway where one can retreat and get away from it all. However, with easy aviatic access, it is simple to quickly return to bustling urban life. A perfect hybrid of past and present. Built in 2008, it combines current efficiencies and engineering technologies with salvaged European historical facades and fixtures. Another important aspect of this property's beauty is its absolute functional versatility. For example, there is a 4-horse stable on the premises for the equestrian. Alternatively, the stable converts into a gardener's nirvana, with acreage to support one's own farm-to-table gastronomic efforts. Chefs out there, anyone looking to get away from your experiences in New York City? Furthermore, the detached additional triple garage is prime multifunction space. It can serve as a guest house, a performing or visual artist studio, or a spa and fitness center. The possibilities are truly endless when one's daily perspective is unimpeded with Paragon views straight to every inch of the horizon, which I love this picture. It shows, it just shows that. Good bones matter, especially in architecture. The most remarkable of homes blend top-of-the-line engineering with design aesthetics. This is a shot of the main living room with this imported antique marble fireplace. And you can see we put in floor plans, so you can see this is the entry door here. So much to enjoy. A brief survey discloses points of entry into various living spaces as one first approaches the grand living room. And for those of you interested in even more detail than the pictures here, one of the other things we did to support the marketing of this castle is we published a book that you can see here. You can order this on Amazon, or you can go to my website, Erica Swenson Elliott, and just click through if you have trouble remembering it. And I do totally believe this is one of America's most remarkable homes. So it's priced right for you at this moment. Okay, so here we go. You can see the triple garage that's attached. There's also a triple garage we'll see later that's separate from the house as well. So we're standing here. We come in the front door, as you can see here on the right. This is all antique, hand done, artisan handiwork up here with the railing and the tin ceiling. This is an antique chandelier. A lot of these details are documented specifically in the book, as well as, and all of this comes with, so you can get the house with all the fixtures obviously, and the furniture that's still remains there. Oh, last thing I want to say is this is also a marble staircase that has detailed etching on each of the steps here, the treads. It's really, really beautiful. Okay, so now we move straight back into the living room, and then you can see here these columns were imported, I believe, from South Asia, and they're also marble. Each one weighs, I think, a ton or two. And again, that's documented in the book. It's an ample floor plan that allows easy living for a multi-generational family and also for entertaining. The home's story of contrast is beautifully articulated with the delicacy of white marble, surrounded by the rich, natural hues of woodwork. And this is all these panels that are carved that are antique, that were imported as well from Europe. This sunroom is a cozy nook utilizing multi-directional natural light, a skylight, 3 walls of exterior windows, and interior antique stained glass walls, which you can see here on the left, which I found really beautiful. You can see the other one here on the right side across from each other. So if you're in the living room over here on the left, and then you walk from the living room left into the sunroom, and the kitchen is now directly behind you, and you're looking out to the pool, and you can see the other detached garage. So here's a shot of the kitchen, which I love these copper ceilings. This one they whitewashed to bring more light into the space because of the beautiful wood. Here's a detail of the decorative carving you can see here, which I find gorgeous. There is nothing missing in this full-scale gourmet kitchen. Found at the heart of this breathtaking abode, from its underlying infrastructure to its appliances, detailed decorative elements, and workflow, there is found only thoughtful quality. The home's use of contrast continues with the white marble center island, surrounded by black granite countertops, as well as the washed white copper ceiling and the rich slate. This beautiful room's centerpiece is the hand-carved 13-ton white marble fireplace, a floor-to-ceiling installation. This thing, right? Isn't that amazing? And this detail is from the front of that there. And if you go on Jackie's listing over at Sotheby's, there is videos that you can go through as well, and like a drone video that goes in and out of the house. You can continue with that too. The keeping room is perfectly positioned to overlook the outdoor granite kitchen while adjacent to the interior kitchen. So this room with this beautiful 13-ton fireplace is here, the pool is outside, and the kitchen with all the amenities is right here behind you. And a keeping room is like an old school term for like where you keep the food warm when you're back in the day, having 4 or 5 cooks, like Downton Abbey style. An important connecting point, this keeping room is an important connecting point when you throw that perfect outdoor cocktail reception or barbecue pool party, allowing a smooth service to every party guest. So you can come in and out through there easily. This is the formal dining room. 8 of the home's marble pillars support a pair of stone segmental arches if one enters the formal space directly from the foyer. So again, all this would stay, the antique chandeliers. This is an antique you can see here with the screens. It just goes with the house. Now we're starting to go from the dining room to the right side of the house, which is where there's 1 bedroom on the main. The master is actually upstairs and larger. So this is an antique tub that they found. Here's a detail of the carving on the front that's in this guest bath that also serves as a foyer powder room as well. The sitting room is on the front of the house, right here by the foyer. You can see with the maps that we included. This entire room was lovingly imported directly from a Belgian castle, preserved for posterity. From the slate fireplace to the copper ceiling, all the paneling and crown moldings to the lighting fixture. So this was all of this, the lighting fixture, the fireplace itself, all came from that Belgian castle. This filigree ironwork is the centerpiece of the 3-story foyer, with the white marble of the staircase offering delicate contrast, which I do love. I love this contrast. And you can see a little bit of the detail there on the carvings on the marble steps, which is so feminine, I think, in contrast to the wood paneling. So now we're upstairs and came up the steps, and we turn left and go down this hallway. Now we see this whole area here is the master's suite. So we're going to start with the master bath. There is an ample space in the large walk-in closet, but the most generous aspect of this floor plan is the allotment for a majestic bath, a true sanctuary for inspiration, a serene place for complete renewal of body and spirit, providing space for peaceful meditation. Heated marble and granite floors are the best luxuriant aspect of this private escape. And if for any of you that have ever had heated floors in your bathroom or experienced it at a hotel or someone else's house, it is truly amazing. So instead of like getting that shock, you can walk around barefoot and it feels awesome. The rolled hinged solid wood door leads into the private bathroom for the commode and bidet with its own natural light source. The converted chandeliers have plenty of space to shine in the 20-foot vaulted grand ceiling of your new master bathroom. On the next page, the broad frieze millwork reflects in the antique mirror found in the commode room. So the 2 chandeliers, when they say converted, they were originally like antiques before electricity. So the family took the time to thoughtfully convert each of these chandeliers, and you can see it's like you need 2 in that space. It's awesome. I almost feel like you could have like another like little like tufted seat to sit down on there in the center. This is the pool sanctuary outside. Seeing the space lit at twilight with the extensive outdoor lighting still does not overpower the stars in the sky. The whimsical freeform of the saltwater pool, which is much more natural and different process, obviously, than chlorine, so much better on your skin. This is a lovely offset to the angular pitch of the cabana roof. A protected loggia is another seating alternative for entertainment away from the outdoor kitchen. So this is inside of the book that we did for promoting this house. There's even more pictures of this and even more detail than what you're seeing here. But this is a great shot, aerial shot. And you can see how it's like a walkout kind of basement for those of you that have lived in Atlanta and other places with hills like that. This is similar to that because it's not a flat piece of land. You're up here on a hill. I think it's about a 300-foot elevation. I think that detail's in here. From any vantage point, this dream estate offers exclusive luxury and privacy fit for royalty, where you can entertain or retreat to regenerate. Its peaceful tranquility is conducive for a creative entrepreneur to develop into an exclusive healing resort. It's very cool. Think about some of those places you could actually live there and create the spa yourself. This 10+ acre dream estate is perched on top of its own hill, just like castles and fortresses of times past. The 360-degree views follow to every inch of the horizon, bestowing Dunrobin's grounds with a dreamlike quality. No expenses were spared in the pursuit of low maintenance longevity, beginning with the 6-inch pour of the winding concrete driveway, which that's way above standard grade. So it's going to last longer. Concrete lasts a heck of a lot longer than asphalt. For those of you familiar with building materials, let me take a sip here. Outlying buildings on the property include the 4-horse stable, Besides its original purpose for the equestrian, it can convert to an artisan's workshop, a wellness studio, gardening space, or a car collection with plenty of space to expand. There is enough land to incorporate a helicopter pad on the property as well, but that is not necessary as the local small airport is minutes away. A perfect compromise between private reclusion and easy access to the bustle of the East Coast. I'm sorry, I have allergies. One of the things I just wanted to comment, here's the book, as we talked about. You can find it on my website, Erica Swenson Elliott, or you can find it on Amazon. About this easy access to the East Coast. For those of you that are getting close to retirement, one of the things I do as a CPA and a personal financial planner is help people during times of transition. And you should be aware, for those of you in New York where they tax everything, Pennsylvania does not tax retirement income. That means IRA money, any distributions that are coming out, they don't tax it for Pennsylvania purposes. And the income tax rate on your direct investment income is 3 point something, which is a lot lower than New York and California and some other states like that. So Pennsylvania is a reason why a lot of people don't retire out of PA, because the cost of living is fairly substantial relative to its peers around it. And then they're like, well, what are we getting now? We have to go pay tax on our our retirement money. And when you compare it, and you would say, for those of you that are snowbirds down in Florida, Florida does not have an income tax. However, Florida does have very expensive real estate taxes, and they have sales tax on everything. And in Pennsylvania, that is not true. There can be very reasonable real estate taxes in most parts. Some of the super wealthy areas, like the main line outside of Philadelphia, they would be higher. But that's the cool thing about this house. You're getting a mainline home with quadruple the acreage and not the real estate tax bill. So, and then also Pennsylvania doesn't tax food, for example, for sales tax. So there's a lot of hidden savings by becoming a Pennsylvania resident if you're looking for a place to go. And if you think about us, I've worked 100% out of my home, our home, since Keith and I have been married since 2005. So I know I've been doing that for a long time. I can work anywhere. My office is my laptop in reality. So some of you never did that before the outbreak of COVID, and now you figured out you can live at home, but you don't have enough space. So again, I'm going to come back to the contrast of living and working in your cute, beautiful, tiny places in the center of urban craziness, or you can come back out to have more space. And then I love the multi-generational aspect. There's a lot of that we've talked about throughout this piece, with having grandchildren, grandparents potentially, or turning it into a boutique property where you can rent out spaces would be a very cool way to convert it to business use, and therefore getting some of the tax benefits of a business property, such as depreciation, which you do not get on a personal residence, as most of you know. So I just want to talk this up a little bit, because it almost closed this week. It got super close, and then one of the spouses got a job offer in a different state, and they had to go take that one. So I just want to talk up the best value in the country right now one more time. 100 Dunrobin Lane, Pittsburgh, PA, Jackie Ellenberg. Go find her on Sotheby's Realty and tell her Erica sent you. So thank you so much. Namaste.